As you guys can see, we are off to a great start with our morning. We kicked the morning off pretty strong today with a stretch, a nice little workout, and some playtime with Baker, and also spent some time with Eli as well. And now out here getting some fresh air. In this season, for me personally, I have really just been trying to be very intentional with establishing a routine for myself. For those that have not been keeping up and watching my latest video, you guys would know that I was just laid off, so I'm currently unemployed. And I just feel like for me in this season, it's been really important to create a routine so that way I don't feel like I'm wasting my days and just kind of letting time get away from me. I feel like my morning routine is pretty solid as far as like, okay, cool, I'll wake up, I'll take Baker out, or honestly Eli will take Baker out, but I'll start my morning out with a nice stretch, a nice workout, maybe some breakfast if I'm hungry, and then of course get ready for the day. Something that I'm wanting to do today is get even more in depth into my routine, because sometimes after my workout it's like, okay, well, what else do I do with my day? And I want to make sure I'm spending the entire day being productive and just having things to do. So I definitely want to spend some time today just to kind of get a little bit more in depth into what exactly my full day routine looks like. Scheduling in some fun, scheduling in some TV time and stuff, because I also think that that's important as well. I feel like for me, when I think about like having a routine and having structure, I think back to like when I was in school, like in middle school, high school, and how I honestly really kind of enjoyed that structure in regards to like, okay, at this time I know that I'm going to have gym, at this time I know that I'm going to have lunch, at this time I know I'm going to go to my creative writing class, etc. So I kind of want to take that model, of course, make it more realistic. Basically really just take that same kind of structure as far as like, okay, at this time I'm going to be working out, after I work out maybe I'll go read for an hour, etc. You know, like I really just want to be very detailed with my daily routine and honestly just master the art of being bored. Like I feel like with me now being unemployed and having all of this time on my hand, even though I feel like I do have extra time, but I don't at the same time, but we'll get into that in a second. But I feel like with me having all of this extra time on my hands, I want to make sure that I'm using it to the best of my ability. And I also want to make sure that like I am sitting in moments of boredom. You know, like I think oftentimes with adulthood, I know for me personally, like I look forward so much to like the weekend and to having fun and to traveling, and not to say that those things are bad, because I do think that those things are necessary, but I think there should be a good balance between basically boredom and doing those things out of structure and out of routine, then balancing fun as well. So kind of like the work hard, play hard model. So I definitely want to make sure I'm still working hard towards my goals and towards all the things that I'm wanting to do, while also still playing hard as well. But overall, great start to the day, especially coming off of a pretty busy weekend. So over this weekend, first of all, Eli was out of town this weekend, so I had a nice little solo weekend, which was pretty fun. Even though I'm like, it's funny because I had to be a little single parent for a little bit, dealing with Baker and just having to take care of her by myself, while on top of doing the other things that I had to do. But that was always interesting. I'm like, Eli is always appreciated for all that he does for us and Baker. So that was a journey in itself. But outside of that, over the weekend I spoke on a panel, which was really nice, at our church. We hosted a women's conference. I was asked to be a part of the panel, which was really nice. I personally have been looking for more like speaking opportunity, practice more public speaking, so I felt like that was a great opportunity. The panel was basically speaking on the 21st century woman and the totality of a woman and all that we go through. So it was mainly focused on career, motherhood, and marriage. So that was a nice panel to be a part of. So I did that on Saturday. Sunday I went to church and we had a meeting after, so that was nice as well. And then over the weekend, it was also Juneteenth as well. So we went, well, first of all, we started the morning with a nice hike, which was really nice. We went to the Palos Verdes Loop Trail. Palos Verdes Loop Trail, yeah. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but whatever. But that was very nice, and I got some content there. I took my camcorder and our Sony camera and just documented kind of our trail. So I actually need to edit that later today so I can post that. But that was fun. And then after we went to the Lamert Juneteenth Festival, and I want to say that was kind of it for Juneteenth, but overall a pretty busy weekend. So now settling down into the start of the new week. But yeah, kind of off to a productive start. And I'm just excited to prepare for this week ahead. I do have some travel coming up this weekend, so I'll be heading out on Friday and we'll be gone for the weekend. So that's something exciting to look forward to as well. But overall, really just kind of wanting to reset and get ahead at this weekend. I have quite a few things to do on my to-do list today, especially with me traveling this week. I want to make sure I can get everything done so that way once I head out, I don't have to do any work like that. So lots to do today. It should be a pretty productive day. Love Mondays, honestly, and just kind of starting the week off fresh, taking a look at the week ahead and seeing what's to come and just making sure I'm prepared for all things. So just wanted to come outside and spend some time out in nature, get some sun for a little bit, chat with you all, and I will connect with you guys a little bit later once the day gets moving. Alright guys, taking a quick break for some lunch. Chef Eli here is going to be putting some steaks, I don't know if y'all can see, some steaks on the grill, and we got a salad. It's honestly been our favorite thing. We did this, was that like last week? We did this like last week and took the steak and salad by the pool. It was so fun. But anyway, check with you guys after lunch. Business center knocking out some work. Currently I am working on a social media post. I feel like I mentioned it here before, but in case you guys don't know, I do the marketing and social media for our church, so I am in charge of getting everything posted to our church's social media page, and just showing, of course, all that we do and building the digital community for our church. And as of now, I am working on a recap from over this weekend with our women's event. Luckily, I've honestly already pretty much have this video edited. I'm just working out the caption, and then I actually need to upload it to our church's Instagram page. And here's the video. Luckily with this so far, like I edited it to a song, which is usually the hardest part. especially when like thinking about posting for a church. Like it has to be something inspirational. It has to match the vibe of the service or whatever was going on. So luckily I do already have the song for that, which that's usually the hardest part. And now I'm just working on the caption, so that way I can upload it to social, with me managing the church's social media page along with my social media as well. Because as you guys know from earlier, I'm also working on editing a video. So with me managing multiple platforms, I like to condense time as much as possible, because I feel like social media as a whole can be very time consuming, from editing, well, one, even before you even get to editing, to conceptualizing and like documenting the content, to editing, to finding a song, to creating the caption, and then to actually posting. I feel like there's so many steps that go with posting on social media. So however I can condense or like lessen the time that I'm actually on my phone making the post is something I'm always looking for. So for my captions for the church's social media page, I like to use ChatGPT to help me formulate my captions. Of course, I like plug in all the information like concerning like the event or the service or what the sermon was about, and you know, all of the details about what happened, and then just ask for some help in regards to making this a social media caption for whatever platform I'm using. So yeah, because I am managing so many different platforms, really I would like to invest in like a scheduling app or like a platform where basically you just go ahead and create all the content. You input like what day you want to schedule it on, and it'll schedule it. You put in the caption and the song and all that good stuff. And then when the day comes, you don't have to worry about it, because the app will basically schedule it and post it for you. So that's something that I need to look into, because I feel like it is a lot managing basically two brands between myself and the church, and then all the multiple platforms that come with it. So anyway, finishing editing up this church's reel so I can get this uploaded, so then that way I can finish uploading my video that I've been working on pretty much all day, recapping the hike. And with that, honestly, I'm trying to like be better at diversifying my content, I suppose. I've really been wanting to lean more into like creative concepts. I feel like I post a lot of like lifestyle stuff, like vlogs, which I think is good, but I do want to lean more into like creative concepts. Even though I feel like this particular video, it can be a vlog, I guess I suppose, because I'm documenting my time at the hike, but I feel like it's honestly more of like a music video kind of, because I'm really editing it to the beat of the song, and it's more so of a feel than anything else. But definitely been wanting to just diversify my content a little bit, mix it up a little bit, and just get more creative with how I'm showing up online. But once I get done uploading the church's video and then also my video to Instagram, I am going to work on a content plan for the rest of the week. So basically my goal is to post really at least a minimum of 3 times a week. So one post including what I'm doing today, which is the recap of the hike. And then I know I have a couple of things in mind that I want to post this week, but I really just kind of want to iron it out. So basically how I go about creating my content plan, so far I'm just doing it week by week. Eventually I would love to get to a point where I'm planning out the entire month of what it is that I'm going to be doing for content. But for now I'm just taking it week by week. So this week I know that like I have travel coming up, so that can be an opportunity, but also just like to look at the week and see what I have going on throughout that week, and what from that week can I make content. And then if there's nothing going on, then that's when I have to get a little bit more creative. But yeah, I'm grateful that we have like this business center to be able to just come down and knock out some deep work for a little bit. I think it's great to kind of get out of my apartment and out of the 4 walls, to kind of come down and just really lock in and focus. Anyway, that's what I'm working on for now, and I will check in with you guys a little bit later. as you can see, I am back outside. Like, if you can't tell, I love being outside, especially out in the sun. So I am soaking up all of this vitamin D and have been trying to be intentional about is getting outside of the house and outside of my four walls. Again, with like being laid off and unemployed, I feel like it's easy to honestly slip into like a depression or to just get caught up in all the things that come with being unemployed, worrying about income, trying to look for another job, etc. So I feel like by me being intentional about like getting out the house, getting out of the four walls, and really just getting outside into nature, finding different moments of like inspiration has really been like a big thing for me. And just making sure that I am actively getting out the house. Thankfully, we are blessed enough to live somewhere that has like nice amenities where I don't have to like go out of my way to get out the house. I'm able to just come downstairs and hang out at one of the amenities, like here at our hammock, and get some fresh air. But in this, I'm also wanting to kind of like put myself out there more and look for more opportunities to get out in public. Like, I feel like this is great to be able to come down here and hang out for a bit, but also I want to be able to take it a step further and get out into like some events, find different things to get out and explore different parts of the city. I was working on my kind of like routine for life, I suppose. And something else that I scheduled in is like just having like 2 days out the week where I'm getting out of our community, basically, where I'm going out exploring the city, maybe going to an event, to a different side of town, going to the beach, etc. I feel like it's just so easy to become a homebody, and I'm not naturally a homebody. Like, I naturally enjoy being out the house and going out for a walk or whatever the case may be. So that's something I don't want to fall into. It's like those opportunities are not going to come to me by being in the house. Like, I have to put myself out there, get my face to be known out in LA, and to continue to build my network and stuff. So definitely working on just getting out the house more. Anyway, just wanted to check in with you guys and I will check with you guys in a little bit. Bye.
有一个，他说让你检查一下后台有没有一个再让他们上门取样的流程，如果有的话点一下，他们直接就送。然后 USPS 不用管，他们已经都给了。
Alright guys, so it is much later in the day and I am through with all of my productive items today. I was luckily able to check off everything on my to-do list and just really laid out the rest of my week. So I feel pretty prepared to finish tackling this week on Headstrong and get ready to enjoy some travel this weekend. So I'm going to relax and make some dinner. Also going to watch some TV. I've been watching Love Island, which I have been obsessed with, and last night we started Final Destination, the newest one. I kind of fell asleep, so I need to watch that as well. But I'm glad that I was able to knock out all of my productive work for the day. So now I can just enjoy the rest of my night and relax with some TV. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this productive day in my life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also comment down below and let me know if you want to see more of these videos. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!